Hey guys, so today we're going to talk about transitioning to being a work from home mom. September 30th was my last day at my job, just going into an office, and this is a job I've worked at for the last 9 years of my life, so it is definitely a weird transition to now just be home. But I am expecting my second baby in just a few weeks here, and I knew that when I got pregnant with my second that I wanted to just be able to stay home with my kids. I didn't really know what that would look like at the time, but once this global pandemic started, it actually ended up opening a lot more doors for what I was able to do from home in my job. And my boss and I were able to come with a plan that worked for both of us, where I'm able to still be home with my kids and still maintain my current salary and still help out and do essentially the same job I was doing at an office. So as I get used to being a stay-at-home mom and figuring out how to balance that job with being a mom with 2 babies at home, I wanted to share some of the tips and routines that we're starting now that are helping us just find ways to make this work. When I was looking for tips for work from home moms initially, I found that most work from home moms have childcare of some sort, whether that be a second parent, a nanny, daycare, or family or friends that switch off and watch the kids. And it is very common, which is great, but it's a little disappointing because I'm not going to have that. I am going to be the full-time caretaker of these kiddos, and I'm also going to be essentially doing a full-time job. So I needed to find some routines to be able to keep track of my kids and keep them alive and healthy, while also still getting all of the work done that I need to get done in any given day. And ideally do that without setting them in front of a screen for 8 hours. So I have an almost 3-year-old, and then this baby boy is due in just a few weeks. So I'll have a newborn and a 3-year-old with me. And so there are a few things to keep in mind. First of all, my kids do not care if I get my work done. My daughter does not care if my emails are all answered for the day. All she wants is mama's attention, and she wants someone to play with. This newborn is also not going to care. All he's going to want is food and to sleep. So newborns are fairly easy. If you've had a baby before, you probably know that they sleep most of the day. I am going to be breastfeeding exclusively, so that's going to be kind of another job on top of this, but I've done it before, and I can breastfeed while answering phone calls and emails and things like that. So the newborn isn't as much of the issue as the toddler is, because the toddler is a little bit higher maintenance, and like I said, she just wants to play with mom. So the first thing that we did was we started to set up schedules. And when I say schedules, I use that term very loosely. What we did was we set up this basically just poster board for my daughter that has her morning and evening routines on them. We also set up a poster board that has just some different activities that she's allowed to do while we're home, so that she feels like she has control over her own routine and what to expect in any given day. So, for example, when we wake up in the morning, I grab the morning board and we go through the process of getting her dressed, brushing her hair, brushing her teeth, so that every single morning is fairly consistent with how we start our day. We do the same thing at night, and then we do the same thing for playtime. She's allowed to choose from a set activity list that I can give her at the beginning of the day. And that way she feels in control of what she's allowed to do. And I still maintain control over what options she has. We also set up busy bins. So we just got some clear plastic bins from Walmart, and we put some activities in there that are just things that she can do, either sitting next to me at the desk or sitting behind me on this rug, where she can keep herself busy for 20 to 30 minutes just playing with these bins and playing with the activities inside of them. And they're all things that are safe, that I can watch over her while doing, but I feel comfortable being able to not have my full attention on her and know that she's not going to get hurt. So having those kind of routines set up, and then having some activities for her that she's allowed to do on her own under supervision, will just help kind of give her the freedom to choose what her day looks like. Along with that, we also have different workstations set up. So I have my desk here that has my 2 screens, I have my phone, I have my keyboard, I have all my stuff set up that makes it really easy for me to do my job. But along with that, I also have my laptop that can just come around the house with me if my daughter doesn't want to be in this room for the day. We've set up mine and my husband's office desk in the middle of what should be the dining room, so that to my left here is the living room where she can watch TV, she can eat a snack, and I can see her and have my eyes on her. And then behind me is kind of like a play area that we've set up. We have a small desk for her where she has like some coloring books, her activity bins live there. She has an iPad with some games on it. And she can access all of that herself. And then we have like a little swing. We have some drawers to the left of me that have some Legos and some like other toys, education-based toys, like Montessori-based, that she can play with on the rug behind us. And again, that way everything is kind of supervised. I can keep an eye on her, but she still has like freedom to move wherever she wants, and she can still roam around the house. With my laptop, I'm able to go and sit in the living room with her, or we're able to go up to the playroom, which is upstairs, and she can play in her playroom. That has like her little couch, her pretend kitchen. We have all the Love Every toys up there. So she just has some activities up there that are a little bit more like just free play based. So towards the afternoon, when I can tell she's like getting tired and she just needs to get some energy out before a nap, we'll usually go up there because my afternoons tend to be slower at work. I can be on my laptop. I don't necessarily need all my screens and everything. And we'll go up there for her to get some energy out before nap time. Which rolls into the next thing, using nap times and sleep schedules carefully. I know everyone says, especially with the newborn, sleep when the baby sleeps. I will be taking maternity leave once baby gets here, but once we kind of are back into a routine, whenever the kids are napping, that's gonna be my time to get larger projects done. For example, right now I'm filming while she's taking a nap. And so I just need to plan tasks that maybe require more of my focus and attention during times when she won't need as much attention. So if my husband is home during one of the days, I'll plan all of my big projects and meetings on that day. So that way I don't have to worry about figuring out what to do if she's being wild during a meeting. I also wake up much earlier than her. I wake up at 5 a.m. She usually sleeps till 7 a.m. So that gives me 2 full hours to get some more focused work done and get the most important tasks done first thing in the morning while she's still asleep. I also tend to break up my day a little bit more where I work first thing in the morning. I'll take a small break in the morning, get her breakfast, get her ready, maybe answer some emails and phone calls during lunch, and then I jump back in when she's taking a nap. And then if there's larger projects that I didn't get to throughout the day, I might need to jump back on once she's in bed at night. She usually goes to bed around 7:30 p.m. So if that means I stay awake for 3 more hours after her to get a project done, that's what I do. So just working weirder hours and off hours will really help that process and make it a little bit easier to get focused work done when your kiddos don't need your full attention. Getting used to working in short, distracted bursts also goes along with that. I'm not going to be able to just sit down for an hour and get a bunch of work done when my daughter's awake and the baby is here. That's just not realistic, and I need to manage my expectations and know that that's not going to be easy to do. I might have 5 or 10 minute bursts where I'm able to write an email or check on something, process some orders, but I'm gonna have to get better at working in those little distracted bursts and just snap right back into work, which is easier said than done and not necessarily how the human brain works, but we have to work against that if I'm going to work from home. With all of that, I think the biggest piece of advice that I can give work from home moms is communicating well with your boss or your superior, manager, whatever. My boss is a mom herself, and so she knows how much like a day-to-day can change, where some days I can be fully available, and other days I might barely be online because the kids are just having a bad day. My boss knows how that goes, and it is part of the reason that she agreed to make this work. We both have to be flexible, and I just need to communicate really well when we're having a hard day what I need from her and what she may need from me, so that way we can make sure that the job is still complete, and the kids are still well taken care of. So I just really recommend communicating well with your team, using all the tools at your disposal to make that work, and then just being really flexible and making sure that your team is also flexible. So obviously I'm still very, very new to working from home, and our routines and everything are going to have to adapt and change over time, especially as we add this new baby and as he gets out of the newborn stage and starts to want attention and starts to crawl and put things in his mouth and need more focused attention like that. All of this stuff is gonna have to change and adapt with my kids. And that's part of the fun of parenting, is just having things grow and having to change things over time. But I think that all of these same kind of routines and rules can apply to any situation. It's just going to have to adapt to fit your timeline and your schedule. So if there are any tips from any other work from home moms, or if you just work from home and maybe don't have kids, but you have some general tips for sharing some work from home like ideas or things to make that process easier, share them in the descriptions below. And otherwise, I wish you guys all the best of luck, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks.